12a. So in this chapter we saw the first aorist, saw how to form it, translates the same as the second, of course. And we saw the most important thing to look for when translating the first aorist, at least for most of them, will be the presence of that SA insert. So the first aorist, that's the key thing for this half chapter. First aorist, how to form it, how to recognize it. So do down through Badising here, the first page. So te dousteraya epe proton hemera geneto hodikiapolis pantas ekelose paraskoastai hoimenun aloi eltus paraskoasanto ulomenai hostakista parelestai kai dioligo hetoimoi esam hode papos uk etelese parel estai huto gar geraiosane hoste uk edunato macram badisdane. Okay, so of course, date of a time when, on the next day, when, proton, hemera, geneto, we've seen this many times. So the verbs, of course, are in red, and the one second aorist here I've highlighted in red. Well, I've highlighted in red, the other verbs are underlined in red. The first aorist I've highlighted in green, and there's a few other things I've done in yellow that we'll talk about when we get to them. All right, so second aorist here, we saw this form before. So when it first became day, dikiapolis, verb is ekelese. Right, this is the first aorist. I mentioned SA, of course, when it's third person singular, it's not SA, it's just SE. Right, that's the one exception to the SA rule. So ekelese, so he ordered. Right, so first aorist, we have the E augment, and we have that S plus a secondary ending. So he ordered pantas, everyone, right? First and third adjective, paraskoastai, to prepare. Okay, therefore, hoi aloi, the others, eltus paraskoasanto, so they immediately prepared, right? Another first aorist. We have the E augment here. Right? Let me bring up the eraser to see. The augment is here, right after the prefix. And then, of course, we have our SA, Santo, right? So clear first aorist. So therefore, everyone immediately prepared ulomenoi, right? A present middle participle, wishing. Host plus a superlative, of course, is as blank as possible. So wishing, wanting as quickly as possible. Parelestai, to travel, to go. Kai dioligo, and soon. Hetoi moi ason, they were ready. Ason here is imperfect, that we'll see in the next chapter. Ason, ain underneath of it, are forms of the imperfect of to be. So ason is they were, ain will be a singular was. Right? Edunato coming up is also going to be imperfect. Right? So this, even though you're looking at the secondary ending, you may have thought it was aorist, this is actually imperfect. Okay, so imperfects we'll talk about in the next chapter. Basically, an E augment, the present stem, plus a secondary ending, that's going to go for, in general, for the imperfect, but we'll get to that in the next chapter. Okay, so they were ready. Hodipapos, but the grandfather, uk etelese, right? This is a first aorist again. The augment here, the epsilon lengthened to an eta. We have our S plus a secondary ending here, right? So not SA, but SE when it's third singular. So he did not want Parelestai to travel. Gar, four, it's in four tens of recalls. Huto Geraiosane, he was Huto Geraios, so old, so ain as he was. He was Huto Geraios, he was so old, hoste, that uk edunato, he was not able, Macron badisdane, to walk Macron far. Okay. All right, so giving you lots of tenses at once here, right? So both second and first aorist, and even some imperfects you haven't seen yet, but you will see very soon. All right, so go ahead and work your way through this translation, and until next time.